Conor McGregor was not impressed by Nate Diaz's performance against Mike Perry. Taking to X on Sunday night, McGregor took a shot at Diaz, writing, "I see why Nate Diaz didn't take the fight. LOL. Anyway, here's to when I get my hands on you, you lanky streak of piss." Diaz later responded with a joke of his own. Use the word extinct in a sentence. "Every time I come around you, it stink." McGregor also got into a back-and-forth exchange with Mac Holloway. Conor first wrote,
"Your career looks like how will we know when it's done?"
"You won't." This shit forever anyway.
Nate, we got one over here.
And then people will be like, "You lost, you should hang him up." And like, isn't this the most violent motherfucker who just knocked out middleweight champion Luke Rockhold and Jeremy Stevens, and who the did he just beat? Eddie Alvarez when he's the lightweight champion forever. And then and he's popping, he's doing all this shit, fighting everybody. He's got a fucking broken face and broken, but he's all over the place. So you should hang him up. I just the most violent motherfucker right there. So maybe I just need to run a little harder next time and get the job done. If I didn't, then you should hang him up. Maybe I just don't fight the most violent. Maybe I just fight the second most violent. People just like, maybe I'm done. I'm retired. Here's my glove in the cage. And then they're like, I'm like, you should have just not the most violent nigga out there alive, and you would have been okay. And then the most violent, and it's like, he hung him up, and then he was like, I'm like, I'll come back for Nate Diaz. I'm like, did he just cry in the cage and retire? And then you'll come back for me. I'm like, bro, you just made a crybaby speech about retiring, the ending of your movie, but I'll come back for Nate. I'm like, don't come back on account of me. Fight yourself. You know what I'm saying?
"I'm gonna sun you, child again." Max responded, "We're gonna find out Saturday night." Conor then fired back, "You're gonna put respect on my mothering name." To which Holloway replied, "Nah, big dog, you're gonna put some respect on my name." Daniel Cormier and Ben Askren have shared their reaction to Saturday's MVP event, and they were not impressed. Speaking on DC's YouTube channel, both Cormier and Askren criticized the matchmaking, saying the fights were too one-sided and lacked competitiveness throughout the card. /subsection asterisk.
The individual matchups.
Yeah. I mean, incredibly one-sided was the biggest thing that comes to mind. You know, there wasn't a singular fight that was moderately competitive on the card. And, you know, we need the highlights, we need the knockouts, we need the spectacular things. But the best thing we can get is a back-to-back, like a back-and-forth fight.
It's not boxing, right? In boxing, you build athletes by them kind of crushing people that aren't on their level necessarily, but so many of these fighters on that card were already established stars, right? They're on the back end of their careers, so there is no star building. So these guys and women, for me, it felt like they should have had the opportunity to fight someone in somewhat of a competitive fight.
Yeah.
Bro.
Well, I thought about that, Daniel, and actually, you know, that was one of my big issues is when Dana wouldn't sign me in 2013, and then I went to one championship, and you know, so I was thinking this of Francis, and this has been Francis's problem ever since he left the UFC, which maybe it's been like 3 or 4 years now. It feels like a little while, but you need dance partners. And when I left Bellator and went to one championship, I just didn't have anyone who could really fight with me, so it was hard to build it, you know. And Francis is in the exact same situation where he's got no one that can really fight with him, and you need that to build a star.
The feud between Josh Emmett and Ilia Topuria continues. Tensions boiled over during the UFC White House press conference, which nearly descended into chaos when Emmett began insulting Alex Pereira, who speaks limited English. Topuria quickly stepped in during the confrontation, defending Pereira as the situation spiraled out of control. The incident ended with Topuria throwing an object at Emmett, prompting security to intervene, remove Emmett from the stage, and escort him out of the press conference. Now, in an interview with Spanish journalist Alvaro Colmenero, Topuria explained why he reacted so strongly and claimed Emmett was lucky security was there. Otherwise, he would have been seriously hurt. /subsection asterisk.
Tuviste un pique, o tuviste un conato ahí con Jon Jones. ¿Qué ocurrió ahí Yo no me lo creía. Yo, a ver, he estado en muchas ruedas de prensa, he visto de todo, pero nunca he visto a alguien ponerse de pie y hablar de la madre de alguien de forma tan mala. Tipo, fue bastante falta de respeto. Y Alex, al mismo tiempo, como hay tanto ruido, no se entiende mucho. Y digo, es que no me lo creo que le esté diciendo todo esto, tipo, sin necesidad, porque es que ni siquiera vas a pelear con él, no, como que, ¿para qué? Tú puedes hablar de la profesionalidad del otro, te puedes meter con el otro, no pasa nada, estamos acostumbrados a ello, sabemos a lo que vamos, pero hablar de la madre del otro de esa manera es como que simplemente me hirvió la sangre. Es como, oye, no podemos dar ese ejemplo aquí, ¿sabes? Que nos están viendo miles y millones de personas. ¿De qué forma estás hablando tú?
Lo que te vimos es bastante puntería, ¿eh?
Porque sí, a ver, no podía fallar. Y suerte tuvo a tantos de la seguridad, porque vamos, uno de los dos iba a salir perjudicado y no iba a ser.
Emmett fired back, tweeting, "You'd never survive at a middle school lunch table in America, you sheltered little boy. I said I'm going to chama on his mama. If that's so bad, then that begs the question, what does chama even mean?" Quick heads up, guys. If you're enjoying the content, please give a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the like button to help us reach more viewers. Now, back to the news. Francis Ngannou has made a generous gesture toward his MVP opponent, Felipe Lins, after earning a $100,000 bonus for his impressive knockout win. Ngannou announced that he will not keep the money. Instead, he revealed...
I think, even though I believe that he was promoted, I think he's been underestimated. I saw like people, everybody, a lot of people like count him out. And the guy that I faced tonight, of course I won, but he was tough. You know, he was tough. He could eat some punch. I think he has a opening. He has a spot. If he has a fighter at some other guy, he can make a good statement. By the way, I think he's the guy that deserves the performance of the night. So maybe we should give the performance of the night to Felipe Lins.
Lins later responded in the comments, "Thank you, Francis. It looks like Jon Jones is serious about leaving his UFC contract." Jones appeared on the broadcast during Saturday's MVP event, where he told Tyron Woodley that he would be interested in getting out of his UFC deal to face Francis Ngannou, while admitting it may be difficult to make happen. However, Jones later spoke with his manager, Denise White, and shifted his stance, suggesting that leaving his UFC contract is actually very possible. He said, "Am I going to fight again? I don't know. I think getting out of my UFC contract is very, very possible. I need to find the right people and go through the right channels, or just put more effort into it. I really want to box. If I put all my energy into just my hands, combinations, and punching power, I think I'd really surprise a lot of people. I would love to box." Jones also praised Saturday's MVP event, saying it was better than the UFC. "I thought the MVP promotion was absolutely unbelievable. I think it was actually better than the UFC. I've never been at such a promotion where they had the fog machines and TVs absolutely everywhere, as well as great fighters. Half the audience came out to see Nate Diaz win, but both guys are my close personal friends, so it was bittersweet. I thought that Ronda did absolutely unbelievable. She did exactly what I thought she would do and won in less than a minute. It was 17 seconds. Her judo and her jiu-jitsu is something that she has put years into, and all of the other girls to this day are still so far behind." Here are the top 3 memes found on the internet. Number 3 meme was posted by Wary Breath. Number 2 meme was posted by Bubba Man. And number 1 meme was posted by Smash Talk. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for your daily dose of MMA. Catch you tomorrow.